went to see Blue Beetle last week, and this is going to be my review. Basically, there's a big tech corporation, and they found an alien scarab. Some kid manages to get it because he applies for a job. The CEO gives it to him because she wants to keep it away from the bad CEO. And all of a sudden, the scarab chooses him, and then he has superpowers, and the evil bad lady wants to take it from him. And there's another guy who has powers, and they fight. It is very, very standard. It is a very standard, very basic sort of superhero movie. With that being said, it's actually kind of enjoyable depending on who you are. But let's give a little bit of history for this. This movie was originally intended for streaming on HBO Max, but they liked it so much, I'm not really quite too sure why, that they gave it a bigger budget and decided to release it in theaters. And I'll tell you right now, I don't think that was the best idea. This movie is a good movie for a streaming service. You don't have to go see this in theaters, but if you watch it in streaming, it is a good time. And so let's talk about everybody's most common complaint, and that is the family. I didn't find them annoying as much as I found them to be kind of cringe. But they are lovable enough at the same time where I do enjoy most of their interactions, and I did end up feeling for them as time went on through the movie. I understood their play, and I felt for them and all of the things that they were going through. But, at the end of the day, this movie is very much a by-the-numbers kind of superhero movie, and the plot is very standard. But it is fun. And one of the things that I want to say is positive about this movie is that the romance is kind of good. It's you can actually get behind it a little bit. The love interest isn't this stuck up, unlikable woman that is going to eventually turn around and learn to like him. No, she's more likable and caring from the start, and she could tell that she actually has a heart. With that being said, I don't think the character was acted particularly well. I thought the acting was fine. Most of the movie, the acting ranges from really bad and cringy to good, but most of it is fine. The lead character, I don't know the guy's name, but he did a decent job. He carries the whole movie. His acting and his charisma is by far the most entertaining part of the movie. You can really get behind him, and so even though most of the movie is mid, you can still find yourself smiling and having a good time because the main character is really good. But oh my god, the villain, the evil bad lady or whatever, she is the most over-the-top, cringe, evil villain just for the sake of being evil. She has no, I guess money is her motivation. She just wants to make weapons and make money, but she's so evil just for the sake of being evil. They were like, you could tell the writers were like, we need a bad guy. Oh, let's just make him really bad and just the worst person possible with no more depth than what is absolutely necessary. But she's really bad. The lead character is pretty good and everyone else is kind of mid, so I would say the acting steers more towards the good side of middle of the road. VFX are streaming movie VFX. I think the end fight scene looks pretty good. It actually reminded me more of a Transformers because they're both wearing big suits. It's all pretty much all CGI, but it looked pretty decent. It reminded me of a well-made Transformers fight scene on Cybertron, really. And so it kind of took me out of the movie because I couldn't quite decide if this was really good CGI or if it was really good animation, if you know what I mean. It's this is either, the end fight is either really good animation or really good CGI, or okay CGI. And so trying to decide what it was that I was looking at kind of took me out of the movie a little bit. And I want to say that the moral dilemma in this movie is really hastily put together. The main character is quite stupid. It's you have this guy who's trying to kill you, he's threatening your family, and you let him get away. Why? Oh, because I can't kill people. And that is very standard. We've seen that in superhero movies so many times that just bringing it into the movie isn't enough. It's so standard and so basic that it's why are you even doing this? Why are you even raising this moral question because the movie is not written in a way where you could do it in a meaningful, tight, nuanced way that's actually engaging. It's just standard run of the mill. I don't want to kill anybody, and oh no, I'm suffering consequences from it. And I gotta give the writers credit. The hero does suffer consequences because he doesn't kill this dude. Had he just offed the dude, these bad things wouldn't have happened later on in the movie. But even then, the movie resorts to the cheap, love conquers all, I'm going to spare the bad guy's life and he's suddenly going to turn good because, I helped him or whatever. And, it's very standard, middle of the road, superhero tropes. My thoughts on this movie is like everything in this movie is good enough. It's all fine enough for you to enjoy watching it well or watching it once on a streaming service. But don't run out to the theater to see this movie. It's not worth that kind of money. You could watch it on streaming when it comes out. I think you'll put a smile on your face. You'll enjoy it. The Blue Beetle is the kind of movie that you could throw on and easily follow while doing some work on the side. If you got to write a Word document or journal or do some video editing or something like that, throw Blue Beetle on in the background. It's so simple. You can follow the pace, and the characters, most of them, are charismatic enough that you can have a good time while multitasking and doing other things. That's the category that I would put Blue Beetle in. No need to run out and see it in theaters. You can put it on the background when it comes out on streaming. It's a good enough time for a one-time viewing. I think it'll put a smile on your face, but I don't expect it to be relevant next year or ever again.